ZAC got his wish, beating Jeremiah within an inch of his life, but will he have to go to jail because of it? And yes, Fatima, you definitely owe Angela an apology. What's good, y'all? She gets this Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Zatima video. And in this one, we are breaking down season 3, episode number 10. And I'm kind of going to do this video a little bit differently because I'm rewatching and recording as we go along. I did watch the episode, was still annoyed by the episode, similar to episode 9. However, I'm going to go, I think, scene by scene and just express to you all my thoughts. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Zatima content and conversations, as I cover each new episode as they premiere, as well as further dive into character analysis, storyline analysis, and general subject videos as well, right here on Erica Vane TV. But as I was mentioning, I'm rewatching it right now, and I'm going scene by scene because it's just so much in the matter of this 30-minute episode that has happened that we really need to discuss, and it's still boggling my mind. So let's go ahead and start off with ZAC pulling up to the projects to beat the hell out of Jeremiah, a very high Jeremiah who makes his way back to the projects, right? Okay, ZAC, this is what you have been hollering about, running around Atlanta about. You've been looking for Jeremiah. Your way of protecting Fatima is to go after the fact and beat the hell out of this man, hospitalize this man, beat this man within an inch of his life. Now, my question for the class, specifically to Zachary Taylor, is how exactly is that protecting Fatima? Quickly. Now Jeremiah is hospitalized, laying in the projects. You left him in the projects after spitting on him, beating the hell out of him, beating the hell out of him, having your friends have to pull you off, but you turn into the Incredible Hulk and yeet their asses across the projects, including Connie's ass, who you yeeted off of your damn back. Which, yes, you ain't raised your hand to her, but it's basically like putting her in harm's way as well because you threw her ass. She could have displaced a hip or something. Only to spit on him, throw your hood on, and then go home feeling all accomplished and whatnot. Now tell me please, quickly, how that actually protects Fatima Wilson? How does that protect your unborn child? How does that actually prevent anything that has already happened? Again, quickly. Yeah, it doesn't. And while he's running around later on in the episode talking about something, he feels so much better with his broke ass hand, you don't. But the thing I want to point out about the beating at the very beginning is that it was so much bigger than just Fatima. It was so much bigger than Fatima having a bruise on her head after an altercation with Jeremiah over some money. Because in addition to ZAC beating on him, hollering, "Oh, you want to put your hands on women," he also says, "You killed my mother." There it is. There it is right there. Zachary Taylor blames Jeremiah for his mother's death. And I wouldn't be surprised if he blamed Jeremiah for how his mother lived his life or lived her life, on her consistent use of drugs, on their situation within the projects, and countless other things. Because ZAC is a character who seldomly takes responsibility for his own actions, the circumstances that he finds himself in, and his poor problematic ass mindset, in what world would he be able to fathom how he contributed to his mother's death? How he contributed to his mother not getting help? How he contributed to the pain that he is currently feeling in grieving his mother? And no, I am not blaming his mother's death on him. However, if you're going to run around pointing your fingers at people, we also need to address the one that's pointing back at your ass. Because you decided to take a chance, steal money, do some insider trading and get away with it, only to leave your mother in the projects where you knew she was. Only to not check her into a rehab, but to go buy Fatima a dope ass coupe, luxury vehicle, to buy yourself a Porsche, to make sure that you had all your goddamn Nino Brown suits that your heart could desire. Not seeking any type of a drug abuse treatment for either your mother or your brother. And not that it has to be your responsibility to fix their lives or to save them from the addiction that they have, kind of walked themselves into. But again, since we're blaming people and beating them within an inch of their lives, and you're also running around here talking about you want to protect and provide. It's giving irrational ass logic, because if you wanted to protect and provide, you would have put their asses in rehab. If you wanted to protect and provide, you would have probably taken your ass to school. If you wanted to protect and provide and be a leader like you claim that you want to be, you would be making opposite decisions from all the decisions that you are currently making. And yet and still here we are. And yet and still you are not going to take accountability even for this misstep. Because yes, Jeremiah was dead ass wrong for putting his hands on Fatima. He was dead ass wrong for running up on her over some goddamn money. He dead ass wrong for his goddamn drug abuse. And still none of that erases the fact that you, Zachary Taylor, are dead ass wrong for how you're handling this. Now let's go over to your little goofy ass counterpart. Fatima makes her way over to Angela's house, and I'm gonna go ahead and skip over the lack of continuity and how she got here and where Zach was at. Zach wasn't home when she left, but she actually left the house. Tyler, if you need script supervisors and somebody to remind you of the continuity, please call me. I will come down to Atlanta. I promise you, Tyler. I got you, bro. Like, I really got you, because this is starting to piss me off. But again, I'm gonna skip over it. Fatima shows up at Angela's house so she can apologize. She meant everything that she said, but she should have said it better. Okay, so then when do we get to say that you are in an emotionally immature relationship? When are we getting to say that you are a male identified as woman? When are we getting to say that, Fatima, you are a pick-me-sha, and I don't know how the hell you got here, but I wish that you leave the place that you're currently at? When do we get to say you are in a sunken place, ho? Since we run around here telling the truth, since we running around here telling people what they need to hear. And I hated it. Angela was like, you're right. I do be having all these men up in here. I'll be hoeing, as is your right. Yo hoeing don't have you running to Fatima's house every other goddamn day asking for her damn advice of how to get out of the turmoil that you're causing yourself by way of engaging with these men. From last time I checked, yes, you do be hoeing, Angela, but you take care of your own goddamn bills. You stay cute. You seem goddamn happy. You release the shit that don't serve you. And you're not making any of these decisions within your life anybody else's problem. Fatima can't say the same. Fatima quite literally cannot say the same. She's leaning heavily into y'all's friendship, into your relationship, and wants you to sit there silent and stoic and agree with her goofy ass decisions to run behind this goofy ass man, but then persecute you for living your life happily and way more healthily than she could even ever imagine. And I'm supposed to sit here and nod and agree when Angela says, you're right, friend. She's not right. If you want to ho, you seem like you're safely doing it. You got protection. You ain't popping up with no damn babies. You ain't got no nigga living in your house. Like, Angela seemed like she's doing just goddamn fine to me. The only thing I need her to do is release Bryce's ass because he's not your friend. He's also not a safe space for you. That man is volatile. He is a domestic violence situation waiting to goddamn happen. But even he's being kept at arm's length. Fatima can't say the same. She's running around Atlanta with a goddamn baby in her belly, getting tossed by crackheads, getting jumped on by her goddamn fiance who's getting shot at by said crackhead. Like, oh, Tyler. Angela, Fatima was dead ass wrong. You can accept her apology all the hell that you like, but I would also love it if she gets to tell Fatima like it is. Because while you talking about, yeah, I just want you to have a good man that treats you right, Angela turns and says, like, you, Zach is a good man. Where? And if he is, then I don't want that no more. We don't want good men. If that is what Zachary Taylor is, we do not want it. Zachary is volatile. Zachary is emotional. Zachary is insecure. Zachary is jealous. Zachary lacks any type of get up and go that actually matters, because he leans heavily into his past, into his trauma, into learned behaviors of gangster that no longer serve him in the goddamn suburbs. Zachary Taylor is a liability, Fatima. While you talking about he a good man, he's a fucking liability, ho. Now, Fatima does acknowledge in this conversation that Zach does have a lot going on. He's always doing the damn most, but he loves her. And the first thing that came to mind for me was, Fatima, do you know how many men will love you? Look at you. There are plenty of men on God's green earth that will fall over, break their necks, break their legs and their cousins' legs to have the opportunity to love a woman like you. Like, let's be for real at some point in time. And aside from the pick-me-sha nature of your ass, aside from your male identified area you decided to walk into when you decided to start sleeping with this homeless man ass ZAC, you were a catch. Hell, I would actually argue you're still a catch. So to sit here and tell Angela, but ZAC loves me, as if no other man would ever love you, and specifically no other man would ever love you correctly, because that's the T. The T is no longer, y'all, finding a man to love you. Because we know our worth. We know that we inherently come with value as Black women. So Negroes loving you should not be the thing that you actually aspire to. That should be the basement. That should be the floor. That should be expected. You popping, so of course they love you. Do they love you correctly? Do they love you with intention? Do they love you with specificity? Do they love you with a plan? Do they love you in a way that is going to put you in a position to access the higher version of yourself, or push you to be the higher version of yourself? That's the T about the love part. Because the nigga just loving you however he know how, when he comes from a broken goddamn home and don't even really know how to love correctly, is not saying shit to me. Niggas is gonna love you. Niggas love every day, B. Do they love you correctly? That's the real T. Thank goodness for the Deja character, because she provides some type of comedic relief. It's ZAC talking about Deja need to go ahead and let it go. Every time Fatima does something to Deja, ZAC is just like, you just need to let it go. Y'all do realize that y'all are not really Bonnie and Clyde, and y'all don't just get to have immunity and walk around terrorizing everybody, and then everybody just supposed to eat it. Like, you do realize that, right? Deja better than me, because the way I probably would have set fire to that whole goddamn duplex since we doing this, like, Fatima has consistently escalated in her aggression towards Deja, and yes, Deja was hoeing, and yes, Deja was throwing herself at ZAC, so I get her frustration, Fatima's frustration with her, but Fatima has taken it way too goddamn far, and I am just waiting for some character, any one of y'all want to volunteer as tribute to get with Zachary and Fatima. Because in real life, your actions have consequences, and y'all asses are not the big bad goddamn wolves blowing down people's houses. You're not. Y'all can be touched. They got ZAC running around the projects like he Thor, and got Fatima running into Deja and taking all her goddamn aggression that she should have for Zachary Taylor like she's goddamn Harley Quinn. No. Absolutely not. Now, Deja, these cops ain't gonna finna do nothing. You stand up here worried about Zach hand and get in the goddamn way, ain't gonna do nothing. But it provided a little bit of comedic relief, especially as we enter into the damn scene where Tony is here to help Zach with his hand, trying to help get him bandaged up. And the first thing that Zach got to say is, it's your fault anyway that my hand like this. No, it's your fault. It's your fault. I'm gonna go back to what the damn therapist said last episode, talking about something, you can't let Jeremiah ruin your life. Jeremiah's not ruining Zach's life. Zach is ruining Zach's life. At some point, somebody need to hold him accountable for the decisions that his ass is goddamn making. Your hand is not broke because of Tony. Your life is not ruined because of Jeremiah. Everything that is happening to Zachary Taylor right now is a result of what the fuck Zachary is deciding to do with his goddamn life, and he needs to eat that. And shout out to Tony for asking a very valid question. Do you know how this happened? Speaking about Jeremiah and maybe his addiction, and trying to get Zach to take a second and step outside of himself and think about how Jeremiah might have arrived at the place that we find him in today. And Zach says he has no sympathy for the bullshit, but everybody's supposed to have sympathy when it comes to his bullshit. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So if the first 20 minutes of the episode didn't piss me off, this last 6 sent me to high heavens. Because you mean to tell me you listening to your quote unquote best friend worrying about your hoe facts, meanwhile you ain't running to her goddamn door, you ain't running to her couch, you ain't running to her bed behind any of the antics of her of your man sleeping with your best friend, your man can't get over his ex-girl, your man is a baby daddy to this hoe and to this hoe, your man want to beat his crackhead brother up. You ain't running to her about none of those things, and she has nothing to say to you besides running your hoe facts and wanting you to commit because commitment is the only thing that matters, not who the hell you commit to, which creates a situation where the very next morning you in here cooking for the raggedy ass, emotionally distraught, manipulative, and abusive ass Bryce, who is running from his own suicidal ideations and feeling inferior within his goddamn family, only for you to sit your ass across from him and ask for him to give you insight about himself when he can't even fully see his goddamn self. Angela, you are quite literally the only mature, healthy, sensible adult in this whole goddamn thing, maybe aside from Preston. And you mean to tell me I gotta sit through 6 minutes of Bryce confirming that Fatima is right, she can't commit, and that she's the goddamn problem? Meanwhile, this boy just tried to kill himself. This boy tried to emotionally and mentally manipulate her into staying into a goofy ass relationship where they are misaligned because he wants to have sex with men and she don't want to be with a bisexual man. And you're gonna try to tell me, Tyler Perry, that this is okay? That this makes sense? I don't give a good goddamn what the hell come out of Bryce's mouth, especially if it's not across from a goddamn therapist or his damn father who he's bending over backwards trying to please and is willing to end his life if he don't please. Him talking about, yeah, you can't commit. Why the hell would she commit to you when you can't even commit to being pleased within this damn relationship? Like... So we're going to have to watch the rest of the season play out with Angela now trying to make it work with Bryce. Also, she can prove to Fatima that she's not the hoe that Fatima's trying to make her out to be. Meanwhile, Fatima is in an emotionally, mentally, and spiritually volatile ass relationship, fighting for her goddamn life with her erratic ass partner and pushing her to partner up with a man who is a domestic violence situation waiting to goddamn happen. He is quite literally potentially the man who's going to hurt her and then hurt himself because he's guilty about hurting her. Stupidity. Pure, utter stupidity. And Fatima walks her little goofy ass out the house all excited. Oh, hey, Bryce. Good to see ya. We're proud. We're proud that we're trying to push our friends into the arms of a man who cannot actually love her correctly. Because you know what? Misery loves company. So if ZAC ain't gonna love me correctly, then by golly, Miss Molly, my best friend need a man who is ill-equipped to handle her as well. And then the episode ends with Zachary getting arrested. And I would be excited about it. I'm not even gonna hold you, but his ass is gonna stay there. Tyler gonna get him out. Some charges gonna be dropped. Jeremiah's not actually dead. This is not actually him suffering any consequences for his goofy ass decisions. So I can't even be excited in this moment of us actually making a shift to a more realistic storyline where there are consequences to said actions. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. And for everybody who, it's just a show, you can save it. You can save it because I don't give a damn. And I will be here next week saying exactly what I think and how I feel on my channel, doing my thing. And the same with this is just a show. This is just a video and you can keep it pushing, ho. See you on the next one.